Hey Hofstra fans, welcome inside this week's edition of the WREST Coach Report here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Tom Birdie, joined by the head coach of the Hofstra wrestling team, Rob Anspach. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, Coach, team coming off a big victory, 35-3 over Kutztown. What did you see in that victory?
Well, they kind of did what they were supposed to do, to go out there and win matches. I was kind of looking to go 10-0 on a day, win 9-1, so it wasn't a bad job. There's obviously some things we took away from that match as a staff that we can improve on, and there were some nice things that the team did overall. So overall, it's a good day. Anytime you get a victory, it's a good day. And what we needed to do after that match was take a look at what we did well, which is go out there and kind of attack and control a lot of the matches and take away and work on the things we needed to get ready for American tomorrow night.
Now, you got a great start to the match, fifth tech fall of the season for Steve Bonanno at 125. And at 133, Jamie Franco, a come-from-behind victory over Evan Yanovic, a kid who finished fifth at the Nittany Lion Open. So, how happy are you with that and with Jamie's progression this season?
Yeah, Steve has been doing a great job going out there and scoring a lot of points and really helping the team out. Every dual meet, it seems like we're up 5-0 to start the match, which takes a lot of pressure off everybody else, and it gets the rest of the guys feeling a little bit more relaxed and gives them a lot of confidence. We knew at 133 pounds that was going to probably be one of the tougher matches of the dual meet. Yanovic was, a couple-time PA state place winner. Was at Edinburgh last year. Bonanno actually wrestled him a pretty close match last year, so we knew it was going to be a tough match. Jamie did a nice job of just continuing to do what he was supposed to do, which was keep the pressure on, and we knew he was going to kind of get tired as the match went on, and that's what we really saw. And he was able to get that takedown and secure back points at the end of the match to get the win. So, he just did a nice job of not panicking, continuing to wrestle, stay within what he needed to do, and come out with the victory.
The team kept rolling after that. Luke Veit got the first pin of his Hofstra Pride career. Justin Accadino, a strong match for a victory from him. And Tyler Banks also snapping a little bit of a couple match skid for him. So how important was this match for it to seem like a couple of you guys really getting back on track?
Well, it helped them out. Confidence-wise, Luke did a nice job. That's kind of what I wanted everybody to do from that match. Go out there, secure the takedown, start turning a guy and get a fall. Obviously, the other guy has something to say about that. He's going to be competing and trying pretty hard. But so Luke did a nice job. Justin, I wanted to see be a little bit more offensive in the first period. But once he got going, he ended up 10-2, so can't really have too much to say about that one. And then Tyler, he's been struggling a little bit, so for him to get a win, and Candelieri is a good kid. He wrestled the one Alton. This obviously looking at high school stuff, but the kid has quality. He's a quality kid, and he wrestled the one Alton from that's at Penn State right now, and he wrestled very close. So he's got a good little tilt series from the top position. He almost hit us with that a couple times throughout the match, but we were able to counter it. And then we did an outstanding job when we were on top. Not only riding him out, but almost getting back points. I really thought we had a couple sets. The referee, I don't know, but when you don't leave it up to the official, and then in overtime he did a nice job securing the takedown. So overall, as we went 5-0 through the first 5 matches. Good day.
Our team kept rolling even after that. PJ Gillespie, he got back on track, a 6-3 victory. Jermaine John put together another win for his resume right now, and Ben Clymer winning his 8th out of the last 9, a major decision now. Was number 12 in the most recent rankings and maybe the hottest wrestler on your team right now.
Yeah, PJ, it was good to get him a win. Again, start doing some things. His weight's much better. He's more under control, and he looked better out there wrestling. He was more offensive, which is what his whole thing's going to be. If he wants to be an All-American, he's got to stay offensive. If he kind of sits there and lets that action come to him, he makes it a one takedown match, and then when you're in the round of 12, anybody can win that match. Jermaine's continuing to improve. He's going out there. He's getting a little more confidence. He took a lot more shots this match. So as long as he continues to do that, he's going to be fine. And Ben did another outstanding job. The one thing I would have liked to see from him is I think he scored 5 takedowns in the last period. Very easy takedowns in the last period. What we kind of talked to him is, why not do that in the first period? Why not put the match out of reach to start, and then you can really build up your lead and look for technical falls and pins and stuff like that. Don't make it a 2-point match and then decide to open it up in the third period. So would have liked to see him come out a little bit quicker. But again, you got a guy that goes out there and wins 13-3. You're pretty happy with his performance.
Your only loss of the day came at 197 from Tim Murphy, and then Paul Snyder getting a shutout, actually 8-0 at heavyweight. What did you see from your two big guys?
Yeah, Tim, he did a nice job the first period. Again, he needs to be more offensive. He needs to have a little more confidence in his shot to get to the leg and attack. He did a great job hand fighting, but we went 0-0. Now we go down in the next period and we get turned out of there. And that's just because he didn't stand up. He allowed the kid to get into his position, and it hurt him. If you allow guys to get to positions that they're good, they have something from there. And that's what we saw in that match. Paul, on the other hand, went out there, got a takedown, started riding the kid very hard, was up 5-0 after the end of the first period, and then just kind of just kept keeping the pressure on him, hand fighting, doing what he needed to do. Another major decision. This is a good day.
Now coming up, a team facing a tough American University side, a team receiving votes in the national rankings this past week. Ranked wrestlers at 141, 157, 197, and the #1 heavyweight in the country in Ryan Flores. 4-match winning streak since dropping one to Maryland, who's now 10-0. What do you see when you look at this American team?
They got a solid lineup throughout. I mean, they have 3 guys that are ranked in the country, 2 returning All-Americans, and 1 guy that was in the round of 12. So those are their 3 big guys. Sanjay at 57, and Flores obviously was a national finalist in that 41, Mariaker. But throughout the lineup, they're solid. And if we're not ready to wrestle, if we're not ready to compete for 7 minutes, it's going to be a tough match to win. I do feel confident that we should go down there and win this dual meet, but we have to be prepared to wrestle. We have to go and wrestle in our style and dictate the tempo and pace. And if we do that, we should win this match.
Now, after that, you got this weekend coming up the CAA duels as well against Old Dominion, BU, and George Mason. Last year, you went 3-1, only lost to Binghamton. What do you remember from last year? What can you take from last year into maybe helping your guys out with the long day?
You know what? You just have to be prepared to wrestle each match. We actually have quite a benefit over everybody else because we weigh in at 9 o'clock, but we don't wrestle our first match till 12, where everybody else is starting at 10. But the downside of that is they have a warm-up match, and if you kind of just look lazy and lethargic and laying around, that can sometimes really hurt you. Now, we do see Old Dominion first, which I feel is probably the toughest team out of the 3 that we're going to wrestle. So we have to be ready to wrestle that match right when we step on there. And although we had a 3-hour layoff, we better be ready to go, or they're going to come out and they're going to beat us. Looking at their lineup, they got some good matches. We've wrestled them at a couple weights already. We've lost at 41, so we're looking to turn that around and get that going. At 74, they got one of their better guys, one of the best guys in the country, is ranked 10th in the country, and Tay Edwards. So these are important matches because it gets us set up for conferences and gets us our seeds that we need to have. The 1 or 2 seed, that gives you the easiest, supposedly the easiest road to the finals. So anytime we wrestle conference opponents, we want to go out there and make sure we're getting our hand raised. The other teams have good individuals as well. John Hall at 197 is a quality opponent, and Hunter Mays at 174 is good for BU, and they also have their 33-pounder who's ranked first in the conference. So there's going to be tests throughout each dual meet, at various weight classes. Everybody's going to have a challenge this weekend, and we need to just go out there and wrestle smart and wrestle in our positions and look to, again, it always comes down to the same thing. I say it week in and week out. If we can wrestle in our positions, if we can control the pace of the match, we're going to have a very good chance of winning. If we don't do those things, we're not going to have a very good chance.
Finally, Coach, with the duels, that'll be 5 matches in 7 days for your team. Is that a cause for concern a little bit?
No, I think, when we look at how we train our guys at practice and stuff like that, they wrestle, a half hour every day at practice. So, in order to have those matches, that's kind of we talk about getting ready for March. When you're out at the national tournament, you're going to wrestle 7 matches in 3 days. You could possibly wrestle. So, wrestle in 7 matches in 7 days, or 5 matches in 7 days shouldn't be much of a concern. That's kind of what you have to do to be ready for the end of the year, and that's what we're preparing for.
All right, Coach Rob Anspach, Hofstra Wrestling Team, thanks so much for joining us inside the WME Coach Report on Hofstra.com.
Thank you.